VS Code agents can use your browser now. That sounds small until you see the permission prompt. The agent can ask for a live tab, you can approve it, and then it can read and interact with the page while it works. This is the real announcement from the official Visual Studio Code account, and the short demo is only half a minute long. The real story is the release behind it, Visual Studio Code 1.119. Here is what shipped. The official post calls out two things: sharing integrated browser tabs as context and a new Markdown preview experience. The release notes add the bigger picture. Version 1.119 focuses on smoother agent interactions, better observability, and fewer trust and security interruptions. That is a much cleaner story than another generic AI editor update. VS Code is trying to turn agentic web development into a tight loop. The agent edits code, reloads the browser, checks the result, and keeps going. But the browser is not exposed silently. The user still decides what gets shared. That balance is the point of this release. The main feature is browser tabs as agent context. The release notes say browser tabs can now be attached to chat through normal context entry points, suggested context, the context picker, and drag and drop. Once a tab is attached, it enters a sharing state where the agent can read and interact with the page. There is also a sharing button, so you can stop sharing when you are done. For web work, that is a real workflow change. Before this, an agent might edit files, then rely on you to paste errors, screenshots, or page state back into chat. With browser access, the loop gets shorter. It can inspect the page, compare the rendered output against the task, and make another edit. The official docs describe this as useful for building and testing web apps with the integrated browser and AI agents. That is the right framing. This is not about making the agent magical. It is about giving it the one thing web developers constantly check themselves: the actual page. The privacy detail matters. VS Code says the agent does not automatically have access to the integrated browser. You have to explicitly share browser pages before the agent can interact with them. In the demo, that shows up as a clear allow or deny prompt. Agents can also request access to an existing open tab when they need it. If the agent tries to open a new tab on the same domain as one you already have open, VS Code can ask whether you want to reuse the existing tab. That reduces clutter and keeps the permission decision visible. This is the part one like. Browser access is useful, but it is also sensitive. Cookies, logged-in pages, private dashboards, and local apps can all be in a browser. Making the sharing state explicit is not a small UX detail. It is the difference between a helpful coding loop and a creepy one. The release also adds observability for agent sessions. The official notes say Copilot chat agent sessions, including the local agent, the Copilot CLI background agent, and the Claude agent, now emit OpenTelemetry traces, metrics, and events. Each request creates an invoke agent root span, with nested chat, execute tool, and execute hook spans. That means teams can monitor what the agent did, how long each step took, and where tokens were spent. The notes also say sub-agent invocations are parented to the calling agent's tool span, so a multi-agent run can show up as one connected trace. This is less flashy than the browser demo, but it may age better. If agents are going to run longer tasks, you need more than a chat transcript. You need traces, timings, token usage, and a way to debug why the thing burned budget or got stuck. There are two more workflow fixes worth calling out. First, VS Code added an experimental setting that lets a lightweight background agent manage to-do list updates. To-do lists help long agent tasks stay on track, but updating the list with the main model costs tokens. The release notes say the background agent can keep progress tracking in sync while the main model focuses on the real work. Second, the sandbox has a new allow network mode. The idea is simple: keep file system restrictions, but remove network domain blocking. That helps when an agent needs to install packages, call an API, or run a dev server without asking for permission every few seconds. Then there is the Markdown preview change. VS Code already had source and preview switching, but 1.119 makes it easier to find with toolbar buttons and commands. It is a small feature. Still, if agents are editing readmes, specs, docs, and plans, fast preview switching matters. So the short version is this. VS Code 1.119 is not just a feature dump. It gives agents controlled access to the browser, adds traces for longer agent sessions, and trims some of the approval noise that slows down real work. The best first test is simple. Open a web app in the integrated browser, share that tab with the agent, and see whether it can verify its own changes without you babysitting every step. The source post and official release notes are linked in the description. If you want more breakdowns like this, subscribe. I am watching the AI coding tools that actually change the workflow, not just the ones with louder launch posts.